This entire video was edited with Claude. My background, the language, my clothes, the aspect ratio, the captions, all of it. And it was done for free. I see so many videos online explaining how to edit videos with AI, but all of them requires using a paid tool like Higgsfield, DaVinci Resolve, all too expensive for me. As you may have seen, I am not monetized. YouTube isn't paying me yet. I was losing money every week paying someone to edit my videos and going back and forth with the revisions. And that is why I went digging, looking for an AI tool that will edit my videos for free. So in this video, I will show you how to edit your videos for free using Claude and Kinocut. And if you stay to the end, I will show you how to set up using one Claude skill. So let's get started. So quick disclaimer before we get started. You will need to install and set up Kinocut and other tools, but once they are set up, you are good to go. So the first thing we need to do is actually set up. The tool that we're going to be using to actually do our editing is called Kinocut. Kinocut is an open source video editing MCP server for AI agents. I know that's a mouthful, but what is MCP? MCP, if you're not aware, MCP stands for Model Context Protocol, and it is a standard that lets Claude actually talk directly to external tool. So what does this actually mean? So the way large language models work, which is your Claude, your ChatGPT, the way it works, it only has context of the data it has been fed. The issue is that most people want this external data, or they want more data. So for example, you might want data from Google, recent data from Google, but Claude doesn't have context on that data. So how does Claude actually talk or get that external data? It uses something called tools. That is how it's able to kind of talk to the internet or the external environment. How does it have access to those tools? It uses something called MCP. That is what it then uses to kind of have access to those tools. They are like plugins. I don't want to call them plugins. Like, you know how you give somebody extra hands and then you say, oh, I need this, I need that, and the MCP kind of plugs a tool and then gives it to the LLM to do the work. Then the next thing we need to do, oh, by the way, this guide is I'm going to drop the link to this guide in the description. So this guide just gives you a step-by-step process to install Kinocut and actually do the work of editing the videos for you. So the first thing we need to do is actually create a directory. I have already created a directory called Claude plus Kinocut on my desktop. So you can see it here. Pardon the name, you can use any other name you want to use. That's up to you. And inside Claude.Kinocut, I have my raw footage, which is what we are going to be editing today, called fable5.mp4. I am going to open up something called VS Code. So if you've never heard about VS Code is actually called Visual Studio Code, and it is an IDE used for writing code. Basically, this is what most developers actually use to write their code. I have been using VS Code for the longest time and I'm used to it, so that is why I'm using it. But you can also use your Claude desktop application to do the same work. I'm just used to VS Code, and then I have the added ability of using the Claude Code extension inside VS Code. But don't worry, I will explain it to you as we go on. So if you do not have VS Code, you can actually download it here from the website. The link is in the guide. If you are using Windows, Mac, or Ubuntu, you can download whatever based on the OS that you use. So I already have VS Code installed, and then what I'll do is just to open up VS Code. So now that I have VS Code open up, I need to open up my directory. I have that opened up. So the next thing we need to do is actually install Claude Code VS Code extension, or the VS Code extension for Claude Code, because I'm not using the Claude desktop app. So how do we install it? We can click on this icon here, the extension icon, or just press Shift Command X, and then it will open up this search bar to search for the extension. So you can search for Claude Code for VS Code is what you're looking for, and make sure you install the one by Anthropic. So I already have it installed, so that is why you can see the install button. But if you don't have it installed, just click on install and it should install it for you. Next thing, we need to go ahead and install or set up Kinocut. Remember, Kinocut is the main tool that will help us in our video editing. And the first thing we need to do first is actually make sure we have either the packages or the environment that Kinocut needs to run on. So we need to check if we have Python 3 installed, Node installed, and FFmpeg installed. Again, if you don't have this installed, just use the link in the guide. I added it in the description, and then you can install it. So the first thing we need to do is actually check Python, if Python is installed. So Python is installed for me. That is why it returned the version of the Python that I have. So I need to also check if Node is installed. Node is installed, it's fine. The next thing we need to check is if FFmpeg is installed. As you can see, FFmpeg is not installed, and then what we need to do to install FFmpeg, if you are a Mac user, is actually to run brew install FFmpeg. For Windows is a different command. For Ubuntu is a different command. Just use the commands in the guide. So I will just press yes so that I can install everything. So I'll clear this because I like a clear terminal. If you're wondering how I cleared this, just use Command K on Mac. Then I run FFmpeg version again to know if it has been installed. And then you see that it has been installed successfully. So the next thing we need to do is actually install Kinocut, which is the main tool that we need to edit our videos. But before we install Kinocut, we need to install something called UV. So UV is a package manager. If you are a Python developer, I'm very sure you'd have heard UV. It's like pip. But if you don't have UV installed, I have UV installed. Feel free to run this command if you're on Mac or Ubuntu, and if you're a Windows user, use this. So I need to check if I have UV installed, and I have UV installed. Then we need to then install Kinocut, and then I run this command. And then this will install Kinocut for us. How do we know Kinocut is actually installed? All we need to do is run Kinocut. And if you run Kinocut, you see the list of tools we actually have access to. So Kinocut is installed. Then the next thing we need to do is actually connect Kinocut to Claude Code. And how do we connect Kinocut to Claude Code? Is by running this command. Okay, and that has been successful. So in order to be sure that this is successful, we need to go to Claude Code and run this. So how do we do that? Let me just copy this prompt and close my terminal here, just clicking on this X icon here. Then open up Claude. If you look down here, you can see like the Claude icon. Just click on the Claude icon and this will open up Claude. So I just click on a new session. So within my new session, I type this: list Kinocut video tools available to me. So this will list all the tools available that I can use. Okay, so you can see it's listing all the tools. You say here's the full Kinocut tool set available in this session. 200 tools. I have audio tools, I have editing tools, I have text and caption tools, I have frames and preview, AI power tool. I mean, this just gives you like a lot of access to your videos and a lot of things you can actually do in the editing process. This is mind-blowing. So now is the time to do the real thing. So the first thing I need to do is actually cut and tighten the raw footage. So remember I showed you the fable5.mp4. Let me just play it for you one more time to see the raw footage. You see how the raw footage is? It's like there's a lot of there's a lot of pause. There's a lot of me taking my time to do all these things, but I'm going to tighten it. Watch the video length. That is how you know that it has done the work. So for this video, this video is 1 minute 28 seconds. Let's run the prompt. And again, if you want this prompt, use the guide in the description below. So I'm just going to update this a bit because I need to point it to where my file is and run it. So this might take a while, but just allow it to keep running. And there's some prompts that will come up that you need to kind of accept or decline. It's up to you. So that has successfully run. It took a while to complete, but we had it, it's completed now. And then let's check it. So if you see within VS Code, you can see the original footage, and then we have the edited footage, which is 57 seconds long compared to 1 minute and some seconds for the original footage. 1 minute 28 seconds for the original footage. So let me just run it and or play it so that we can see it. So if we play it, Anthropic has ended free usage of Fable 5. So you see the original clips that were not needed have been cut out and we did not need to do anything. Kinocut handled everything for us. So what next do we need to do? I think the next thing we want to do is actually, let's see, should we dub to French or should we change the subtitle or the background? So I will leave maybe changing of the background to you guys to run. Let me just dub. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. That's what we'll do. Let's dub to French. So you notice that it's using the edited version to dub and not the raw footage again, because I don't want you to touch the raw footage. The raw footage has clips that we don't need. The edited version or the edited clip is what we need to work on moving forward. So it's going to use the Fable 5 edited version to kind of dub it. So let's leave it to run. Again, it's going to take a while. Be patient, leave it to run. It's going to do it's definitely doing the work under the hood. Okay, so this has finished running and it created a dub of our original video. So let me run it.
Anthropic a mis fin à l'accès gratuit à
I can see like it has translated what I had with to French as well. You can go ahead and use the other prompts to create subtitles, captions, change the background settings, change the colors to white. It all depends on you. But one thing I even did to help you, to make it easier for you, is I created a skill, or I created a skill which you can actually use. So what you can do is actually go to Claude, depending on the operating system that you're using. If you're using the Apple Silicon chip, if you're using the MacBook and you're using the Apple Silicon chip, you come here and paste this, or you're on Windows or Ubuntu, but I'm using the Intel. So what I can do is just copy everything. This is it. Go to Claude and just type in I forget what a skill. I think it's skill creator, and just paste the prompt here, or just paste the skill. It's an empty file, so just paste it, and when you hit send, Claude will actually create a skill for you and then run the application, install whatever that needs to be installed instead of going through the steps step by step. Or what you could do is take this guide and then upload it to Claude and then give it this prompt, and then it will install everything step by step for you. And don't forget, everything is in the description below. And that is it. You now have a full AI video editing setup running completely free on your machine. No monthly subscription, no cloud upload, no going back and forth with a video editor. Just you, Claude, and a folder on your desktop. We trimmed the footage, dubbed it into French, added subtitles, swapped the background, all from one single text prompt. And the best part is, once this is set up, every video you make from here benefits from it. You're not paying per edit. You're not locked into any platform. It just runs. Now, if you want to skip the manual setup next time, give Claude the PDF guide or the Claude skill in the description below, and Claude will do the work for you. If this video saved you money or saved you time or just blew your mind away, don't forget to like and subscribe, because I'm going to keep finding free tools like this so you don't have to. And I'll see you in my next video.